Welcome to True Cat Stories, a channel where every story has its cat. True stories about cats and unforgettable moments. The story begins now. Aoshima is a small, quiet island in southern Japan, known around the world as Cat Island. It lies in Ehime Prefecture in the Seto Inland Sea, far from the fast rhythm of Japanese cities. Today, the island is famous for one simple and unusual fact: cats greatly outnumber the people who live there. The story of Aoshima did not begin with tourism or internet fame. Decades ago, the island was a working fishing community. Fishermen brought cats to the island to control mice that threatened fishing boats and stored nets. The cats did their job well. Over time, as fishing declined and younger residents moved to the mainland, the human population slowly shrank, while the cats remained. With few natural predators and a steady food supply provided by local caretakers, the cat population continued to grow. Houses became empty, streets grew silent, and the cats gradually became the most visible life on the island. Aoshima did not change on purpose. It simply followed the quiet logic of time, migration, and nature. There are no hotels, restaurants, or shops on Aoshima. Visitors arrive by a small ferry from the port of Nagahama, stay for a few hours, and then leave. What they find is not an attraction built for crowds, but a real place where animals adapted to human absence and became the island's defining presence. The cats of Aoshima are not strays in the usual sense. They are free-roaming animals that have lived alongside people for generations. When the island's population was larger, residents fed them regularly and treated them as part of daily life. Even today, the remaining locals and volunteers from the mainland make sure the cats are cared for. As the years passed, Aoshima's human population aged rapidly. Schools closed, boats became fewer, and many homes were left abandoned. By the time the island began appearing in international media, fewer than 24 people were living there, most of them elderly. The contrast between the many cats and the few residents became striking. Photographs of cats resting on concrete paths, climbing rooftops, and gathering near the ferry dock began circulating online. These images were real and unposed. There were no performances, no training, and no attempt to shape a narrative. The cats behaved naturally, curious about visitors but accustomed to human presence. This sudden attention changed how the world saw Aoshima. What had been an ordinary, declining island became a symbol of rural depopulation, quiet coexistence, and the unintended outcomes of human choices. The cats were not a marketing idea. They were simply still there when many people were gone. Life on Aoshima follows a slow and predictable rhythm. There are no cars, no convenience stores, and no entertainment facilities. Narrow paths connect small houses, the harbor, and the shoreline. The sounds most often heard are waves, wind, and the soft movement of cats walking across stone and concrete. The cats spend their days sleeping in groups, watching the sea, or waiting near places where food is usually provided. They are generally calm and used to people, but they are not owned pets. Visitors are asked not to bring food, as feeding is carefully managed to protect the animal's health and balance the population. Local authorities and animal welfare groups have taken steps to prevent uncontrolled growth. Many cats on the island have been spayed or neutered, reducing the number of new kittens each year. This approach aims to ensure that the cats can live healthy lives without overwhelming the limited resources of the island. Aoshima is often misunderstood as a playful curiosity, but daily life there remains serious and fragile. The island continues to age and empty, while the cats quietly occupy the space left behind, adapting to a world that grows smaller with each passing year. Visiting Aoshima requires planning and respect. The ferry schedule is limited, and bad weather can cancel trips without notice. When visitors arrive, they are greeted by cats near the dock, but there are clear rules posted by the local community. The island is not a zoo, and the cat's well-being comes first. Residents have expressed mixed feelings about the attention. On one hand, the interest brought awareness to Aoshima's situation and encouraged support for animal care. On the other, sudden waves of tourists created noise, litter, and stress for both people and animals. For a place built around quiet routines, even small disruptions matter. Because of this, authorities have asked visitors to come in small numbers and stay only briefly. There are no public restrooms or services, and visitors are expected to take all trash back with them. These limits are not meant to discourage curiosity, but to protect a fragile balance. Aoshima remains a real community, not an abandoned stage. The cats are part of that reality, shaped by history, geography, and human decisions made long before cameras arrived. The island's fame also created expectations that reality does not always meet. Some visitors arrive imagining a playful paradise, only to find a quiet place marked by aging buildings and limited infrastructure. Aoshima is not designed for comfort or entertainment. It reflects the challenges faced by many rural Japanese communities. For the remaining residents, daily life continues much as it has for years. They maintain their homes, watch the sea, and care for the cats as part of their routine. The animals recognize familiar faces and schedules, gathering at certain times of day with quiet anticipation rather than excitement. Volunteers from outside the island occasionally assist with veterinary care and population control. These efforts are practical, not sentimental. Without them, the island would struggle to support the number of cats living there. The goal is stability, not growth. Aoshima stands as a living example of how human movement shapes environments. When people leave, something else takes their place. In this case, it was cats, adaptable, resilient, and quietly present, long after the island's original purpose began to fade. Media coverage often simplifies Aoshima into a single image, but the island's reality is more complex. The cats did not replace people overnight. Their presence increased gradually as social and economic changes reshaped rural Japan. Similar stories exist across the country, though few are as visible. In earlier decades, islands like Aoshima depended on fishing and close-knit families. As industries modernized and opportunities shifted to cities, younger generations left. What remained was an aging population and limited ability to maintain infrastructure or attract new residents. The cats, however, required no long-term planning. They adapted to empty spaces, warm concrete, and predictable feeding routines. Their survival did not depend on growth or development, only on continuity. In this way, they fit naturally into an island that had stopped changing quickly. Aoshima is not a solution, nor a warning with clear answers. It is a quiet record of choices made over time, where animals became witnesses to human absence rather than symbols created for attention. The relationship between the cats and the island is shaped by boundaries. Cats are free to roam, but they are not encouraged to multiply endlessly. Human caretakers intervene only where necessary, balancing compassion with responsibility. This approach reflects a broader awareness of animal welfare in modern Japan. Over time, the number of cats on Aoshima has slowly declined due to sterilization programs and natural aging. There are fewer kittens than in the past, and the island is noticeably calmer than during the peak of its online popularity. This change is intentional and carefully monitored. The cats themselves show no awareness of their fame. They continue to follow simple routines, resting in the sun, avoiding rain, and observing newcomers with mild curiosity. Their behavior remains grounded in instinct, not performance. In this stillness, Aoshima offers something rare. It shows a place where life did not disappear, but quietly rearranged itself without spectacle or design.
For researchers and journalists, Aoshima has become a reference point when discussing depopulation. It is not unique because of cats alone, but because it makes an invisible problem visible. The animals draw attention to a place that would otherwise remain unnoticed on maps and statistics. Government reports often describe rural decline in numbers and percentages. Aoshima translates those figures into something tangible. Empty houses, unused docks, and quiet paths show what happens when communities shrink beyond recovery. The cats highlight the contrast, but they do not explain it. Despite its fame, Aoshima has not reversed its demographic trend. Few people move there, and no major development plans exist. The island's future is limited by geography, age, and access. What remains is preservation rather than transformation. In this sense, Aoshima is not a success story or a failure. It is a pause, a place that continues to exist without clear direction, accompanied by animals that adapted when people no longer could. Visitors often leave Aoshima with mixed emotions. The sight of many cats living freely can feel peaceful, even comforting. At the same time, the silence of the island and the absence of everyday human activity can feel heavy. These two impressions exist side by side, without canceling each other out. The island does not offer clear lessons or uplifting conclusions. It does not promise renewal through tourism or rescue through popularity. Instead, it remains honest about its limits. The cats survive because people still care enough to return, feed them, and manage their health. As years pass, both the human and animal populations continue to age. Each season leaves visible marks on buildings, paths, and routines. Nothing dramatic happens, yet everything slowly changes. This gradual movement defines Aoshima more than any headline ever could. In the end, Aoshima is remembered not for what it became famous for, but for what it quietly represents: endurance without spectacle, and life continuing in forms no one originally planned. Seasonal changes shape the island in subtle ways. In summer, the concrete holds heat, and cats retreat into shade beneath porches and boats. In winter, strong winds cross the Sato Inland Sea, and animals gather near walls and doorways for shelter. These rhythms have repeated for years with little variation. The ferry remains the island's only direct link to the mainland. Its arrival briefly alters the atmosphere, bringing movement and unfamiliar sounds. When it departs, quiet returns almost immediately. The cats settle back into stillness, and the island resumes its slow pace. Aoshima's story continues without chapters or milestones. There are no expansions, celebrations, or official endings.
The island exists between memory and present time, shaped more by what no longer happens than by new events. In this unchanged space, the cats remain constant. They do not define the island alone, but they embody its present state, adapted, restrained, and enduring within narrow limits. Over time, interest in Aoshima has become more measured. Fewer visitors arrive expecting novelty, and more come with an understanding of the island's reality. The focus has shifted from spectacle to observation, from photographs to quiet presence. Those who spend time walking its paths notice small details: a cat sleeping inside a broken doorway, a fishing rope slowly fraying in the sun, a calendar still hanging in an empty house, frozen on a past year. These signs tell the island's story more clearly than crowds ever could. Aoshima does not seek attention, and it does not resist it. It simply remains, shaped by limited choices and careful care. The cats are neither symbols nor mascots to those who live there. They are companions in a place where time moves slowly and predictably. As long as the ferry runs and caretakers return, Aoshima will continue much as it is now, quiet, restrained, and unchanged in ways that feel both fragile and deliberate.
The future of Aoshima is uncertain but not dramatic. There are no large plans to revive the island and no official intention to close it. What happens next will likely be decided quietly through small choices and gradual change rather than clear decisions. As residents grow older, responsibility for the cats increasingly depends on outside support. Volunteers and local authorities continue to coordinate care, ensuring food distribution and medical attention remain consistent. These efforts are practical responses to a situation that has no simple solution. The cats themselves continue to age, just as the island does. Many are already seniors, moving more slowly and resting longer than before. Their presence feels less overwhelming now, more settled and subdued. Aoshima remains what it has always been, a place shaped by absence as much as presence, where life continues carefully without promises of growth or renewal. What makes Aoshima unusual is not only the number of cats, but the way the island resists simple interpretation. It is often labeled charming or sad, peaceful or abandoned. In reality, it is all of these at once, without leaning fully into any single meaning. The cats do not fill the island with energy or noise. They move slowly, blend into the environment, and seem to mirror the pace of the place itself. Their presence softens the emptiness, but does not replace what has been lost. They coexist with silence rather than overcoming it. For many observers, Aoshima becomes a quiet reflection of broader patterns. Aging populations, migration to cities, and shrinking rural spaces are global issues. On this island, those forces are simply more visible and concentrated. Aoshima does not offer answers. It offers a clear view of a moment in time, held in place by routine, care, and the steady presence of animals that adapted when circumstances changed. In recent years, discussion around Aoshima has become quieter and more careful. Many articles now emphasize responsibility rather than curiosity, reminding readers that the island is not an amusement site. This shift reflects a broader understanding of how attention can affect fragile places. The cats continue to rely on human systems that were put in place long ago. Feeding schedules, health checks, and population control require consistency, even as the number of people directly involved remains small.
Nothing on Aoshima functions automatically. Stability depends on continued effort. Time moves differently on the island. Days pass without events, and change is measured in subtle signs rather than announcements. A roof collapses slowly. A familiar cat no longer appears at feeding time. These moments mark progress more than calendars do. Aoshima endures through restraint. It survives not by growing or reinventing itself, but by maintaining what already exists, carefully and quietly, one day at a time.
Seen from a distance, Aoshima may appear frozen in time, but small adjustments continue beneath the surface. Caretakers adapt feeding methods, adjust schedules, and respond to changing conditions without drawing attention. These quiet decisions keep the island functioning. The cats respond to these changes instinctively. They gather when food arrives, disperse when it ends, and avoid areas that become unsafe. Their behavior reflects long familiarity with the environment, rather than dependence on constant human direction. For those who document Aoshima, the challenge is accuracy without exaggeration. The island does not need myth to be meaningful. Its value lies in honesty, in showing what remains after decline, without adding romance or despair. Aoshima persists as it is, neither rescued nor abandoned. It continues through routine, care, and acceptance of limits, offering a rare example of life sustained without illusion.
And this was just one moment in a cat's life, seen from our perspective. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please support us with a like and subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss the next one. Share your thoughts in the comments and help us spread the love for cats by sharing this video.